I am like mentally and emotionally sitting here thinking about like just the stress and like overwhelm of being around my adopted family again for my sister's funeral this week. And my amazing best friend took me to brunch today. Like, we went and wandered around the library, our local library as well. And basically, she was like helping me kind of just wrap my head around it and like how, like, to make the right decision about it. And I'm sitting here thinking about all the boundaries I need to set and yada, yada, yada. And then I was thinking about how I go by my birth name that I went by until I was like a 2 or 3, which is Starkeisha. And I started doing that several years ago. I just felt like I wanted to reclaim that name for me again. Especially when I went through like the whole like leaving of my like ex religion and kind of emancipating myself from my family and just taking my own life into my own hands. It just felt like the right thing to do. And like I just couldn't wrap my head around. None of them seemed to want to call me Star. Like they knew me as Star when I was a child, but like they won't call me that now. They will keep calling me by my adopted name, which is Jessie. And it got me thinking about how I was like, that must have been so jarring for me. I get it, 2 or 3 is a really young age, but like I had my whole life at that point, I had been Star to everyone. And then to have everybody say, you can't call me Star anymore, my parents saying, she's not Star, she's Jessie now, and having everyone call me that, like that must have been so like disorienting for me as like a child. And like having like a whole new name and not being able to have my birth name anymore. And I just can't help but feel like that's like symbolic. And like me reclaiming that name, like there's something to how they won't call me that, even though they know I go by my birth name, which they called me as a child. And it makes me sad and it makes me angry. And then it's really just further reiteration that it's always the little things you have to notice in how people treat you. And it's as hard as it may be to critically think about people that like you're supposed to love or family. It's like a harder thing, I think, for people to look at critically. You really do have to think about yourself and your own well-being and make sure that you are keeping yourself aligned with your own worth and making sure you're remembering that. So that was just like my late night thoughts right now. And hopefully that helps any of you guys that kind of have to draw these strict boundaries and like make these decisions for yourself on what's best for your life.